Yes, we are live, and maybe we'll discuss some self-balancing of Tumblr today. Spencer has made some progress, it seems.
Did some cool stuff I saw.
Yeah, little progress so far. Basically, trying to do a lot of what we discussed in the chat of basic like porting over as much of the Elegoo stuff as possible, and then it's been a lot of just getting telemetry for all of the motor encoders and the IMU and um, making sure I can get like clean readouts. And I think where I'm at right now is starting to mess with the PID
So you have
parameters.
already got the readings out. So
Yes.
okay, nice. Because I have not uploaded that repo, but I had a repo which I or like a test software I had made, which was basically testing all the components on the PCB. So I had
Okay.
like a motor direction encoder, forward, backward. Uh, yeah. So, but you haven't able to find out the pins which turn it around, or was it already there? It should have been there, yeah.
Yeah,
But the
there's a
encoder
little.
pins, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit of like sign flipping, but basically I've been using codecs heavily and having it run little like atomic tests of like a 1500 millisecond spin, at low power so I can see direction and like does that
Yeah,
correspond
yeah.
to the correct and little things like that. Um, Going very incrementally and having it document all of those. So I have I think I don't know if I opened it on my own like fork of the. I'm not very like GitHub fluent, but let me just drop this link in the chat. It's like a feature branch. So then, if people want to contribute or keep up with it, then
Spencer, can you explain why you're collecting all of this information from the Tumblr?
so I can when I start to tune it and um, you know, hopefully get it balancing on its own, I can be confident that I'm getting the right information and right directions for everything. Like
Well,
maybe yeah, clarify I guess if
you already
you have a
have an
question.
algorithm that balances it. No? Yes?
Uh,
Uh,
on a different board, I believe.
yes. And the IMU position has changed, so you need new PID parameters. And I think since we are not using the same board and you are using a plate, so even the moments might have changed on where the exact readings are coming from. So basically, the IMU position has changed.
Do you think the balancing algorithm that they have now cares about these small details?
Yes, because so the IMU has a specific orientation of positive and negative x-axis and y-axis and z-axis. So that algorithm was basically reading according to the previous orientation and location. So it has moved a bit. So you need to have the correct readings for the correct orientation.
No, I'll ask. Did we try using the old algorithm as a new board?
The algorithm is the same, but the signs have flipped.
No,
Uh,
no, I understand. I'm saying that we try to use exactly the same thing.
no, at least I haven't. You have to port it somehow anyway, because the processor has changed.
Yeah, that's true.
So you have to change the software, or well, at least you have to compile it for a different target.
I just dropped out for a second. I was getting some crazy audio feedback.
So I bought these string yesterday. Maybe I'll set up the same tripod setup you have.
Yeah, it seems nice. It reminds me of like when I've seen like Atlas videos from Boston Robotics. They usually have kind of like a gantry setup. Maybe it provides power and maybe it's just keeping it from like falling over, but it can walk around and trip and stumble and not smash.
Yeah.
But yeah, also my hope is, if it doesn't end up just being slop, to make a kind of control center tuning dashboard kind of thing. That's what I've been using. But cleaning it up over time so that as other people get these robots or want to add their own stuff to them or modify them, they have kind of all of this out of box, basically getting into all the telemetry and stuff. But I guess
How are you getting the telemetry out?
I2C over, it goes I2C to the Arduino, and then I think just HTTP, it seems, over
Okay,
Wi-Fi.
so it's exposing it as some endpoint, it seems.
Yes.
Yeah, so I have done this similar stuff before. Yeah, almost kind of similar, but there might be a delay in like HTTP, so it might be better to use while tuning some web sockets, like persistent web socket. I think there is a ESP32 WebSocket library, and then it's like a bidirectional socket to
Mhm.
the ESP32. It might be a little faster than like HTTP, or
I'll
it's
look into it.
basically, yeah. Just ask
I'm
it
not,
to convert the HTTP REST URL to, if it's possible, to a WebSocket, so that it can stream continuously.
okay. Yeah, that sounds good. I'm not familiar with that, but I have been having some,
That's really useful because the robot, so my robot was also like taking pulse instructions, and I was like, "What the fuck is going?" Like I didn't have the language to like ask for the continuous thing. So Anuraj, can you just drop in the thread in Discord like what you just said, so that
Yeah.
I can ask bot to fix that streaming.
that may also help with, my latest issue was having trouble with like runtime uh, updates to the PID parameters, trying to do it without flashing the board every time, just little variables that I can change. And they weren't staying persistent, and I didn't figure out why yet.
Okay. I think I have it somewhere. I have. I will try to post the like a common repo where with all my experiments. It's there somewhere. So basically, I had a dashboard in which I could set the parameters, and then it would adjust the variables in RAM. So you don't have to flash it every time. So right now, are you flashing the Arduino with every new parameter?
I No. Well, I just started. Up till now, any firmware changes were infrequent enough where it was fine. But yeah, most recently I had it set it up. It sounds like as you described. Um, but there's some issue where at least in my dashboard, when I change the variable, it just after a short delay resets to the original value. So yeah, I don't know what that is yet.
Okay. Mm. Do we have anything else to discuss? Because we have this algorithm. It's called Ziegler-Nichols method, which I haven't tried in maybe 15 years.
Well, I would like to ask, what is a algorithm best suited for us for the tumbler? In other words, is the fact that we're using the tumbler with remote control and by a wide range of users, but also with some smart support, does that change which balancing algorithm is best for us? I mean, just for example, we can expect our tumbler to be carrying stuff, to have an arm reaching out and doing things. Maybe we have a different preference about how often it bangs into something or falls over. Maybe there's a different issue of wear and tear.
Well, the inverted pendulum algorithm, control algorithm remains the same, right? It's just the parameters
I
you are
don't know.
adjusting.
I don't know. That's
Well, yeah.
part of my question.
My idea was running some RL experiments, if possible. I don't know. At least some people have seemed to have done it. So basically, you find the parameters with some RL. I don't know how to do it, but that could be tried. I think I had posted some paper. Yeah, it's this one.
It's definitely a little more common enough problem that, yeah, there's just an algorithm. It quickly sees, how heavy the cart is and kind of self-adjusts, and then within an hour you have a little thing that can balance. But
It's not that easy. The last time I did it, it took quite some time to find the parameters. But yeah, I think like if you have like a good simulated model with the movements, there might be simulators that do it faster than just a raw trial and error.
and the algorithm you were talking about, that was like a human tuning algorithm, right? Kind of like a flow
Yeah, so
that you go
basically, I
through.
think, yeah, so you tune the P, I, and D, yeah, something in that order, and then you view the first the output of the integral, and then you see the damping effect with the with the yeah, I don't remember exactly, but yeah, it's like there is a step-by-step process which you get you near the
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
like something like
Spencer,
this paper could be tried.
I'd actually be interested in hearing more from Spencer about the difference between what he expected and what actually was. And the reason why is that goes to the heart of the difference between robotics and just, general software. In general software, you write software and it works or doesn't, but in robotics, you have the real world, impinging upon you all the time. So exactly what you just described, that it wasn't trivial, even though you thought it would be. I think that's super interesting. So, like, why did you think it was trivial, and what did you find out that maybe explains why it wasn't as trivial? I think
Yeah,
that's super interesting.
I think part of it is it's been a long time since I was meaningfully tinkering even or working with hardware. Like it was back in my first job or in college, more doing these kind of projects with like robot arms and little carts and stuff. So if you had asked me back then, I would have said no. It's like always going to take way longer than you expect. But I think I've been in kind of maybe I just haven't been making that many things, just like using stuff that already works that other people figured out. And also, I remember even with software before the AI days, whenever I wanted to like work on a new project, even like making a website, I remember like trying to set up a Jekyll website when that was like a static, fast website when that was a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
And the learning curve of just figuring out like how to install all the dependencies and this version is out of date, so you have to install this other thing that makes it compatible, and on your machine it's like all these little things that you end up spending 2 days just getting your environment set up, I guess. And I think for a lot of projects, software projects, AI and agents have eliminated that in a big way for a lot of people. But hardware is still largely like, we got to figure out, what protocol this board communicates over as opposed to that one, and can your system accept that? Is it going to be laggy? Do you have to, correct for lossy motor signals? Once you're into the hardware land, it's a lot less, I don't know, it's a lot less just like pointed at it and figured out. The AI also doesn't have very much capability to see what you're working with in the real world.
Has no sensors.
But
Yeah.
but you still have made a lot of progress because with getting the telemetry out itself, because that requires at least some knowledge of the pins or like the schematic. Ideally, like if you don't have AI, then you would need the schematic to actually get the telemetry out. But you have been able to do it without any schematic knowledge, right?
More or less, yeah. And I think maybe that's the benefit of using pretty widely popular off-the-shelf stuff. Like I think it was familiar with the pinouts of all the temperature sensor and the IMU and obviously the Arduino stuff. So yeah, it knows exactly where a motor is likely to go, and also pointing it to the Elegoo tutorial and their code base and everything. So it's done well. And yeah, I've been able to chip away at things, but I think that's just with every project. I go into it thinking like excited to get the thing working, and then it just keeps like moving further and further away.
We once talked about giving the data stream to the AI. Do you think that kind of thing would help the AI see what's going on and, correct the software?
Well, it can, especially in these kind of like cloud codex environments. They can basically spin up their own terminal within the IDE, and then they can get a readout of whatever, your IMU angle. I don't know if it's real time. At the very least, they can see, if you're like, okay, I'm gonna tilt the cart forward, and then it looks at the past 5 seconds, it can make sense of it. Is that what you're talking about?
Maybe, as long as it closes the loop on the software.
Or you mean for the self-balancing or in general the software?
Well, I'm talking about the self-balancing.
Yeah, so basically, if you have the WebSocket streaming and then on directly, you can change the variable. So I've done it over HTTP, but I didn't connect the agent itself to those values because I was just having the endpoints for the PID parameters, not the raw data stream. So I was like, I made a dashboard that I was tuning myself, but I didn't give
Hmm.
the sensor stream to the agent. But yeah,
Okay.
I do hope it's probably unavoidable, but I hope that in the kind of pre-commoditized ideas spirit of, I think it was like Rafa and one of the other guys writing about that, that the AI is just telling us the same like kind of inefficient way of going about things. I don't know. I'm far enough removed from the robotics of university where I don't have a good sense of like if the approach is the best approach. But I'm sure you have a better idea, Anuraj, it sounds like anyway.
yeah. So I haven't played with exactly, but I kind of know which direction to go. It's just I don't have enough time to pursue that thread yet. But yeah, so basically, what you do, it ask Codex to create a WebSocket streaming of the sensors, and then like once you have the basic port, so you try out the Kalman filters first, and then you try to view it, the IMU readings, and then implement the PID there. So I think like the at least the last time I was trying with Claude, it had given so it was not using like PID for balancing. It was just using like for balancing. It was using PI, and then there was another one for direction, like your direction. So the combination of this PI plus PD in series was kind of tuning it. That's what it implemented. It said that this is like the standard for self balancers. I didn't understand the exact like how it works, but that it didn't have a pure PID. It was just a series of PI plus PD. So there were like two loops running there.
Um,
Does,
I mean, I feel that for an algorithm like self-balancing, while you could use AI to help you find the parameters, maybe there are other algorithms where the parameters are much more important. So you can have a simpler algorithm and better search for parameters using the AI. I'm wondering if the type of algorithm, I mean, you said whatever pendulum is a solved problem. Yes, it is. People have had analytical solutions. But it could be that if we allow it to be a much simpler solution, we can use AI to more quickly find the parameters. I hope my thought is coming out clearly.
So I think like we should somebody should try out the simulator path. We might get closer to the, but that also is like you need to know the simulator really well.
do you have the CAD model of
I think Eric had made some OpenSCAD uh, model, and then he directly tried to the Elegu software in the simulator, but he said it didn't work. Yeah, so at least if there's like even a crude model, you might get a better start.
do you happen to remember if the Elegoo tutorial kit comes with any model, like CAD models or anything?
I don't think the Lego kit comes with it, but I know. So there is another
But
company
then,
called
but
Yahoo. Yeah,
yeah, I was gonna say, Anuraj, we should just maybe just do a quick search because someone might have done it.
yeah.
So, and Elegoo might have the list of parts already on, like they might not have a CAD model, but there may be CAD model for all the parts that they use. So two different things, but still thinking, yeah, just thinking.
Yeah. So there is another company called Yaboom. So it almost has a similar self-balancing toy. It
Mm-hmm.
has a little more capability than Tumblr, but it's basically ROS2 based robot. They provide a CAD model, exact CAD model of their robot. Maybe I think I had downloaded it. It was available on their website. That could be used. I don't know if it's close enough or not, but the moments might still be different. But it might give a start. But yeah, I didn't know how to export it to some model that would run in a simulator. Then like I didn't try it further after I download the model.
I have a question. This is probably getting a little ahead of ourselves, but that the little, I assume, like ultrasonic sensor that comes with the kit,
Yeah.
the current board doesn't have it doesn't have any connector for that, right?
Yeah, so basically we skip that, and then if you really want that sensor, so there are these pins or the on the Raspberry Pi hat. So I brought out the I2C and the SPI pins, so you can connect more sensor in series on the
What about
I2C
just a
bus.
camera?
You can connect a SPI camera. So I think like one of the Ardu cams is an SPI. So I think if you so there is like 5 volts, 3.3 volts, and SPI and I2C bus on those pins. But you need this right angled pin headers to like, and then you'll have to solder those onto that board. And then yeah, I can provide you the schematic and the pins which are I2C or SPI. You can, but like for the camera, you don't need so any SPI camera. So you see the USB port, the orange colored port there. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you can buy one of these Seed Studios ESP32 cam boards. It's a small one, and then basically you can connect directly to the USB, and then it will power the cam. So Venkat and I have this ESPI small ESP32 camera board, which we have tried before. So that works.
But is it like plug into like what I have from Venkat? Does it fit into
Yeah.
what is already here, or I would have to get
Yes.
another
Yes.
thing? Okay.
It's on. If you see the other side of the USB, the one you showed.
These pins.
Yeah. So they have the I2C and SPI pins, but if you flip the tumbler, yeah, you see that USB, right? So you can it.
Yes.
So I think the current capacity is like 500 milliamps on that USB. So most of the small camera ESP32 boards will run on it.
So you just
Plug
the
it in,
board
and then
the board
yeah,
plugs in via USB.
yes. So you need a small USB cable, maybe USB A to USB C or USB A to micro USB, and then it should run. There is a turn on switch or pin that turns on the voltage regulator. It should be on by default in the main branch, but if you plug something in, it should run.
Okay. Because yeah, eventually depending on how it goes, I would like to set up some kind of slam or some way that it can go around the room
Yeah.
figure out the
So
environment.
basically, like Venkat and I also have this $10 LiDAR. It's actually maybe $70, but we got it for 10 or 15. I don't remember the exact cost. So you can have this small UART based LiDAR. It costs around, the actual cost is around 70 or 60 euros, something like that. But if you want to do SLAM with the camera, uh, like the option is to use something like, maybe the ESP32 cannot process it, but you could do something with the RPi if you attach an RPi there, and then you could run the algorithm called orb slam. So it's basically, orb slam is like a monocular single camera slam algorithm. I'll post the link in the channel. It's called ORB SLAM. That algorithm could, or you could just, once you have the camera set up, you just stream it, the camera data on an endpoint or a WebSocket, and then you use your computer to run SLAM. So you make the map on your computer, but you get the data from the camera. Yeah.
Maybe a better stepping stone would just be porting obstacle avoidance. I think that was included in the original Elegoo capability.
But with with
exactly
monocular camera.
What'd you say?
I said it's not exactly avoidance. It's fear. When you get close to an object, it moves back. You know? No, it doesn't like go around. It stops what it was doing. I don't know. I mean, they call it avoidance. It seems to me to be less.
But and if you
think about our robots, okay? So from remote control, I gave the robot a command to go from point A to point B. Okay, if there's an object in the middle, it has to go around it. Okay, that's a service I'm selling.
Yeah.
So you can't do geometrical calculation with a single camera. You need a stereo. I think there is some recent progress with monocular cameras, but the traditional way is like you have a stereo camera and then you know the distance between them. And then you can actually calculate the actual distance of the objects. So we can't do the stereo method, but maybe I can send some papers which have done this monocular. Like you get a crude map, but like if you want actual distance, then you need something like a LiDAR or ultrasonic sensor.
Yeah. I think I'm a little familiar with the monocular depth, because it's like comparing frames and using the IMU or other telemetry to kind of estimate the distance the camera's moved.
Yes. So you could combine
seems like it should just work in my head.
Yeah. So the algorithm, what I think they do is like they combine the odometry and then the frame change between. They take like two pictures and then do some calculations. So probably that is how they work.
But yeah, self-balancing first.
Yeah, this is like a little further along the road, but yeah. And we could also talk a little bit about mayors or registration flow.
Yeah.
It's not very convenient right now to register the robot.
Okay. We'll wait with it.
So you have registered your robot via this demo website, right, Spencer?
Yes, I did it manually through the GUI, the website, and I think that didn't work. I think it failed the first time, and then I did it with the MCP sort of method. I don't know if that's what it's called, but having the agent register it, and that worked.
Okay. But how does the wallet interaction work with an MCP endpoint? I don't know.
I'm not sure. You mean
Because
just
I
like
have
setting up a
like
wallet or?
no, because like the method I was using, it was basically a hack, but you had to like have a copy of your private key in an environment variable. But that was like something to get started, like I did. But I think ideally it should trigger your wallet in the website when you are registering. So your MetaMask or Coinbase, something else is handling the wallet things, and you are just providing an interface. I think like right now the demo website triggers the website, or sorry, triggers the wallet. I don't know if you had used it or not.
I seem to remember it asking for a wallet address. What is do you know the URL off the top of your head to get to the demo website?
It's jackrobot.bit/demo. So I'm basically removing all the wallet stuff from the gateway code I had. So the gateway is just robot related code then, with some metadata like which could be used for registration.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, I'm not sure to answer your question about the wallet. If I
yeah,
had to guess, I was probably being fairly lax on security with private keys and stuff because it was just the
yeah.
fake money Sepolia, but not great practice in the long run.
Mm. Where were we with Mayor's robot registration? I don't recall. You had some cable issues, and that was
Yeah,
all
and
right.
now the cable issue is solved. If you want us to try it now, we can.
We have 20 minutes. Maybe we can
Isn't it
provide some
supposed to
tech.
take 5?
Uh, you only the registration was left, or what? Were you
No,
able to?
no, we weren't able to send the code to the.
Yeah, so the flashing of the software is not was not working. We can fix that quickly. I think if the cable is working, it should be quick.
Okay, so just a second. I plugged it in. Okay, I don't know if you heard that, but it recognized something being plugged in. And if we go to use, just a second, no, not USB settings. Here, this PC properties.
You guys go to, I think, device manager and see some sort of JTAG device attached or not, or
Yeah,
USB.
okay. So if we go to device manager, absolutely right, just
And
1 second.
and
Yeah, let me share my screen. This one, right? So now we have this line, which I didn't have before. I gotta make it a little bit bigger. Does it work? No. USB serial device COM4.
yeah, that's okay.
No, that's what we didn't have before.
Before, yeah. If
Um,
you expand the bottom USB serial bus controllers, yeah, just yeah.
it doesn't say anything here.
But if you press the reset sequence, which I had told you, so first press the uh, boot button and press and release the reset button and then release the boot button.
Just a second. Where's the boot button and where's
Boot button is on the right and the reset button is in the front where the USB port is.
just a second. So first I press the button
On the
that is
side.
on the board, and then I press the button that is on the ESP.
No, you press the button. Both are on the PCB, but the green one. So there's one button near the USB, and the other one is on the side near the YaRG logo.
Just a second. I have to disconnect it to do that. I have one button between the USB connector and
Yeah.
one of the
So that is the
wheels.
reset button, and then the other is on the side, which you are looking.
I have a power button on the side.
No, there is like a similar button on the corner. You see the YaRG logo on the uh, green PCB.
Just a second. Yeah.
Yeah, so there is a small button there.
Okay.
I was
So
thinking, sorry, I had an intrusive thought. I'll wait.
no, please. Intrusive thoughts are good.
No, go ahead and finish this, and I'll talk
Okay.
about
I
it.
press first the one near the USB.
No, the
Right.
other on the side. First, you press the one on the side.
The one on the side. I'm
Keep
pressing
it
and
pressed,
holding. Yeah.
and then the
Yeah.
front reset button. Press and release.
And now release the side button.
Yes. Didn't change. What is the color of the LED on the Arduino?
You mean on the purple?
Yeah, kind. It should have said JTAG, uh, but like we can try to flash the program.
Okay. So I have to run Visual
VS Code. Yeah.
VS Code. That's this one.
No, this
we don't
is
want a command prompt. Right?
no. I don't know if you. Yeah.
No, it's all been installed. Okay, this is where we were, and we said
And
this is
then
supposed to become 4,
4. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What about the other things? Do I need to change them?
No, I think it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Now,
Okay, we're
if
not
you
Linux, we're
so
not Mac, of course.
your voice is getting cut. Yeah. So if you see at the bottom, it's saying initializing platform IO core, right? At the bottom of the VS Code, on the status bar of VS Code, platform IO initializing PIO core.
Yeah.
So it's setting up the tool chain right now. So after it initializes,
Okay.
you'll see like a few buttons there for flashing or building the, yeah. So now you see there are a few buttons. So the check mark button at
Still
the bottom.
loading. Okay.
Yeah, you can close this. Yeah. So at the bottom of the screen, you see
Which
a
one?
home
This
button.
one?
No, a home button, right? So there is a check mark on the right
Yeah.
of it. So that is the build button. Just press it.
Okay.
Build not found. I
Um,
think it's, yeah, I think it's still configuring the tool chain for VS Code.
What does it mean?
So it
ID.
downloads the compiler and then the flashing tool and all the stuff PIO platform IO needs. Now, if you try again, yeah,
That's definitely doing it.
yeah, it's building. Why is it taking so much time to build? I don't know. Can you move the mouse on the screen if it's stuck or not? Maybe Mayor is gone, it seems.
I'm sorry. I seem to have connectivity problems to the internet.
Yeah, I don't think it's the connectivity issue. I think the compiler is taking too much of the CPU, and then the network stack might be getting deprioritized.
Okay.
Yeah. Did it finish? Okay, I think it. Yeah, but it's near the end of
Okay, now it's
compilation
linking.
process.
And then the right arrow does
Yeah. So the right arrow is the one. It's the
flashing.
flashing tool. Yeah.
Now I click the right arrow.
Yes. Probably it might try to compile again, but just press that button.
Is my ESP supposed to be flashing?
Yeah, so it's kind of building it in, yeah, uploading. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, so it's
does it
working
mean
now.
target not examined yet?
I think it didn't recognize the JTAG
Yeah, but it
target
gives me an
on.
error code.
What's the? I'd only see programming started. Yeah, so yeah,
Yeah,
it started. It's working.
you see what I see.
Yeah. Hmm. You can try again.
Failed.
No, you can try it again.
Permission error. Access is denied.
Okay. You are doing something on the cloud folder, and Windows doesn't have permission. But if you copy just the yeah, so I think like there is some error with this iCloud. It's a permission issue, but it's not the uh, tool issue. So if you
That's
move the
fine. How
folder,
do I?
so if you move the folder to a place where it has permissions, so it should work fine. But like overall, I think the tool is set up, so you can just we have like maybe 5 minutes left. If you can close this window or maybe do it at a later time, you just move the folder to a different location and then start a VS Code from there.
Can
And
I
then if you
tell
do
VS Code to move the folder to a different location?
no, I think like if you try to move VS Code, it will tell you that VS Code holds this file. It won't allow you to move. So you have to do it via this Windows Explorer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but like yeah, the tool is working. It's a permission issue. Yeah, and then you might have to update the if you go to SRC folder on the left.
Which one?
If you yeah, and then maybe config h.hpp, go down. No, maybe if you go to tasks, I don't know the current server task. Where is that?
No.
If you go to drivers, I don't remember exactly like where. Yeah, the Wi-Fi setup.cnh. Yeah. So you on the C file, you will need to change those strings on the orange colored strings to your own Wi-Fi. After that, you build the software again
Not here.
after changing that. Yeah, yeah, it's here in the C
Okay.
file on the orange colored strings you see.
Yeah.
So you change those, compile it again, and then flash
Okay.
it. It should connect to the Wi-Fi at your place. But yeah, that is another task I have to do. That's so that
Okay.
it like opens up a captcha portal or the Wi-Fi portal, and then you can just type in your Wi-Fi and password. Okay, some progress here too. And like when it's trying to connect to the Wi-Fi, it's like blinking in red, and then when it's connected, it should blink in blue. That's the notation or like the convention. Little blinking. Okay, I think I have to go now. Maybe we see you in
Okay.
2 weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.